week starting at 6 p.m. You can join on all social media platforms. You can also visit atikentcounty.com to register. 7:08 on your Sunday morning. Here's a look at what is still ahead. Finding a job is especially difficult when you can't meet anyone in person. So we're going to take a look at tips for you to ace those virtual interviews. Plus, the Oscars have already made historic changes due to the pandemic. We'll tell you how they're now considering postponing the show altogether. And summer is usually a time for teens to get more socially active. Why the coronavirus makes hanging out all the more complicated for these teenagers.
You're watching Fox 17 Morning News. You're watching Fox 17 Morning News with Brody Carter, Sarah Grimmer, and Candace Monticelli.
Welcome back. One of West Michigan's wildest zoos is now reopened for the summer. Our Savannah Fish joins us live from the park where they are sharing their Memorial Day weekend plans with some pretty adorable new friends. Do I have it right this time, Savannah? Are they adorable?
Well, it depends who you're talking to. This is either my worst nightmare or it's really cool. You guys, we are in the parakeet aviary this morning. How cool is this? There are more than 700 parakeets in this aviary, if you can believe it. I mean, it's so crazy. They will just rush over you at a moment's notice. So very cool this morning. Oh, one just went over my head. All right. Well, Josh is here. He has one of the feeder sticks. Don't think any birds have come up, but they were just covering your arm moments ago.
They were, yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to hold the stick. Maybe I will a little bit later, so you're going to have to stay tuned, you guys. But Josh, how cool is it that we are here this morning? You guys are officially open.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling to be back open?
We're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Financially, it does help.
Yeah.
But we are enjoying just to see friendly faces again. Obviously, the animals like this again too.
For sure.
So yeah, it's been fun. It's been different with all the new changes, getting back into things.
Yeah.
Obviously, trying to make things more appropriate, we always keep clean, but just going one step further than that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just making those adjustments for the new normal, making sure everyone feels comfortable if they decide to come out.
Yeah, that's what it is too. So.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah,
Not that I don't love this parakeet aviary, but I think that we are going to move on this morning.
Absolutely.
All right, there's a lot to see here. So
I'll
you guys
hold the door
have
for you
more
too.
than how many different exotic animals species do you guys have here?
Oh, we have, there's 60 plus. I mean, we got the flamingos. Everybody knows we got giraffes, the zebras.
Got those carrots.
Yep, carrots for the camel.
Awesome.
She usually gets left out when it comes to her location by the giraffes.
Yeah, and you guys, what a beautiful morning. How cool is this? I mean, over there we've got an owl, and of course right here we've got some flamingos. The last time I think I saw a flamingo was Disney World when I was about 8 years old, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
We have some off display. We're building a bigger cage eventually, so we're trying to limit space right now.
Yeah. Now over here we have
I'll let you feed the camel.
Big boy, right?
Yeah, this is actually a female.
Oh, a female. Okay.
Yeah, you already see the food, don't you?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this camel here.
Yep, she is a dromedary camel, so a one-hump camel. She's probably only about 2.5, 3 years old, so she's pretty young yet.
Yeah.
But she very friendly, very good camel. She obviously loves carrots and lettuce, which we can purchase at the feed station.
Now, one unique thing is that, I mean, there's so much interaction between the animals and people, so people can literally just interact with the animals just like this.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, is it with most of the animals? Are there any that are kind of off limits? Or
some it's more of you can see from a distance. There's not really like feeding like this, like the monkeys. We don't let people feed the monkeys.
Okay, understandable.
Some of the other birds just because they get like the kookaburras.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we don't want anybody feeding the kookaburras.
Now, one thing that I just wanted to go over for people that are kind of wondering what steps you guys are taking to open back up, just given everything that's going on. You guys have hand sanitizer stations all over the place?
Yeah, we do. We have spread all throughout the park. There's actually 3 of them behind us here along the sidewalk.
Yeah.
The buses, we're doing staggered seating on the buses, and we disinfect every bus ride after we're done before we get the next group of people on.
Right.
The benches, trash cans, going through the bathrooms, disinfecting all that stuff throughout the day. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot, but you know, it's what we got to do. Yeah,
just trying to make people feel comfortable if they decide to come out.
Yes.
So if people do want to come out, when are you guys open and what are your hours
We're
and
open
prices?
noon to 6 today. Last admission's at 5. Prices, that's a good question. I know I got a brochure that maybe we can take a picture of because I should know the prices, but I don't offhand. So shame
You're
on
all
me,
about
I guess.
the animals.
Yeah,
Just come on
yeah.
out and enjoy the animals.
That's
all
right.
Well, you guys, if you want to learn more about prices and times and things like that, just head over to Fox 17 online and you can learn more information there. But for now, live in Alta, Savannah Fish, Fox 17 News.
Wow, how amazing is that,
Hi.
Savannah? Thank you. That made my morning. How beautiful out there. And you guys, we did have those prices on screen for you. It is $10 to $14, so there you go. Well, many people seeking employment during the pandemic are having virtual interviews. Standing out above other candidates via the internet can also be really tricky, though. So Fox's Catherine Patterson is sharing some tips.
First, if you're looking for a job, you're definitely not alone, which means you need to stand out during the interview process. And that means dress professionally, have good lighting, make sure you have good Wi-Fi so your video quality is clear for your potential employer, and definitely make sure you're somewhere where outside noise won't disrupt the interview. Another good reminder, try to personalize responses to the employer's questions to stand out and be memorable.
For example, if they were asking about your biggest strength, you could explain, I'm very perseverant, and then you could tell a brief story about that showcases your perseverance. Maybe during COVID-19, something timely. That will help the employer remember you, and it'll also showcase your skills in a more hands-on way.
Another good reminder, eye contact is so important, but that can be difficult when you're doing interviews virtually. So West Alabama Works says keep your eye on the camera when you're responding to the potential employer's questions. That can showcase your confidence.
The 2021 Oscars could be postponed. Right now, the 93rd Academy Awards show is set for February 28th, but Variety reports that sources say all of that could change in the wake of coronavirus. The Oscars had already created temporary rule changes for the show because of COVID-19. For the first time ever, movies initially made available through a streaming service can compete for Best Picture. But only films with a previously planned theatrical release are eligible. Usually movies have to run in theaters for at least a week to be considered. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has yet to make a comment on the award shows.
Well, beginning today and trending through the majority of the week, we are going to stay pretty warm and humid with the hottest conditions tomorrow and our Tuesday. Those temperatures will be well into the 80s at that point in time. So if you have the ability of going to the lake, maybe enjoying some time at the pool while keeping that distance as well, would suggest doing so because it's going to feel closer to the upper 80s, right around 90 degrees as we factor in some of the higher humidity to go along with the warmer temperatures as well. We are going to see a cooler push of air coming in from Canada, so temperatures will drop back into the lower and middle 70s as we head towards Friday and next weekend. A little bit more pleasant with definitely a lot less humidity. Today, tomorrow, the rest of our Memorial Day weekend will be very warm and humid. We are done with any rain, thunderstorm chances today. The next chance of that will be tomorrow afternoon and evening. However, it's going to be very isolated, so don't worry about the rain too much if you have any plans on Memorial Day. Future track rainfall shows us that we are going to have those isolated showers tomorrow evening into early Tuesday morning, and then again Tuesday afternoon and evening. Could put down anywhere between a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rainfall, so no flooding concerns, no additional flooding on top of what we've seen the last week or so with these isolated shower and thunderstorm chances over the next several days. Those temperatures range from the low to mid 60s outside right now. We've got some sunshine in our southern counties. Fenville at 66, South Haven also at 66 degrees, 67 in Holland. We have 62 in Charlotte, Ionia at 64, 62 in West Olive, 59 in Norton Shores with a breeze off of the lake, keeping the lakeshore communities cooler today, 63 in Big Rapids. High temperatures, upper 70s to lower 80s away from Lake Michigan and also south of I-96. That's the best chance of seeing those 80-degree temperatures today, but we've got 79 in Grand Rapids, sunset at 9:08, so things are going to stay bright even into the late evening hours. Today at noon, we are starting to see mostly sunny skies returning. That trend into sunnier conditions will take us into the evening and even into tomorrow morning before the isolated showers and thunderstorms start to develop later tomorrow. We will see those temperatures in the middle 80s Monday into Tuesday, then cooler weather by the end of the week.
All right, sounds great, Eric. Thank you. It is 7:21. A look at more to come. One high school has come up with a new way to celebrate their seniors, how their mini graduation marathon is becoming a trend. And amid COVID-19, many of us are constantly stopping ourselves from giving out a hug. It's a habit we have, the safe alternative some have found to show affection. A New Jersey high school has come up with a creative and safe way to celebrate the class of 2020.
Andrew Ramos now reports on this growing trend.
From car parades to doing it yourself in your own driveway. Celebrating the class of 2020 has brought out endless creativity in the era of COVID-19. At Deptford High School in Gloucester County, administrators are doing the most to make sure no graduate feels shortchanged.
They deserve to hear their name called. They deserve to come up in a cap and gown.
After weeks of mulling it over with school administrators, Principal Jeffrey Leb realized the answer wasn't one large ceremony, but rather a whole bunch of small ones.
We're doing 2 students at a time, and they're only allowed to have 2 guests with them. And we're going to do 15-minute ceremonies.
You could call it a graduation marathon. With 250 graduates on deck, that means 125 mini ceremonies will take place over 4.5 days, with 4 happening every hour, nonstop.
It's obviously not the real thing where the kids all sit together on the field and they throw their caps in the air, which is also, it's a great thing. It's not that, but I think we all feel it's the best that we can do.
The plan giving seniors a reason to smile.
This is really, really smart. And I feel like the way that they're going about it, the method they're taking makes it more personal.
I feel like the school is doing a very good job being creative.
According to administrators at Deptford, the mini graduation marathon is an apparent trend that will take place at a number of schools across the Garden State, Deptford High School being the first to announce such plans. Now, Deptford students will eventually be able to take in the whole graduation experience, as a local production company has been hired to capture everything, putting it all together for what will be a live streaming event on June 17th.
Creative.
Busy. Holy cow, that's a lot of kids.
All right, well, avid shoppers, look out for this one. You are likely to see discounts now and in the coming weeks, all for clothing. Between March and April, prices for apparel fell 12%, a drop that is 4 times higher than expected for this time of year. Stores have been closed, inventory piled up, and retailers have been forced to offer rare discounts on full-priced items. This comes at a scale shoppers usually don't see until times like Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Now, in addition to clothing, you can also expect to see discounts on mattresses, select appliances, home, garden, even automotive items. And Brody, we talked about this in the 5 a.m. And to be honest, right after we talked about it, I definitely went online and tried to check out some clothing.
Yeah, what are you shopping for?
Just work dresses. I mean, some tank tops, t-shirts. It's getting hotter outside. I don't need to be shopping, but it's dangerous because there's so many sales.
I know, and being stuck at home and you got your computer, it's just so easy. I need some new gym shorts so I can stand up on television again and show off my
I look forward to some new styles in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, people all over the country, they apparently need some hugs after quarantine. Weeks of social distancing pushing this one off. It's creative, and these kind of solutions are what we're seeing all across the nation. In Illinois, this was built, and it's called the Hug Time Machine, by a family whose plastic barrier with plastic armholes allows their 85-year-old grandmother to hug her family safely. And a teacher in Indiana had a similar idea. She built it in her doorway. She says about 14 of her second graders have actually come by for hugs and a special visit. Cute.
Whatever works, my friends.
I guess. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Make sure you hug your loved ones today. Time now is 7:27. I got to use my watch for that one. Coming up after the break. Yeah.
Thanks, Brody. Well, sporting events have been on hiatus since the start of the pandemic until now. Why one softball tournament is still happening in spite of the stay-at-home order.
Well, don't stick your tongue out at me. That's rude. You guys, we're here live at Boulder Ridge Wild Animal Park. We're going to take you through this park. You guys, so many cool animals. A giraffe. How crazy is this? Make sure you stay with us.
You're watching Fox 17 Morning News with Brody Carter. Sarah Grimmer, and Candace Monticelli.
Happy Sunday to all of you. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're in a good mood just like me because we have some sunshine today. Looking beautiful this morning. And if you're like meteorologist Erica Striva, you are saying, "Dear sun, you're my best view." That's very cute, Eric. I like that.
It's from TikTok. I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
those.
okay.
Yeah, right?
I was just like, that's very kind of you. I didn't think of that.
You know, we got to give it up to Mother Nature and the sunshine for at least coming back out and blessing us with all this nice weather
Blessing
here.
us. I love that.
Yeah. All props to Mother Nature for giving us the heat and humidity out there today. So if you have ways to stay cool, like taking a dip in the pool, maybe going out to the lake, would recommend doing so. We are going to feel like it's in the lower to middle 80s at times today with some added humidity and those temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. No more rain or thunderstorms expected for our Sunday. Those are drifting well off to our east. We do have a little bit of fog on Lake Michigan, so those in Muskegon and also Holland waking up to a little bit more cloud cover than everyone else. Grand Rapids at 62. We've got 65 Kalamazoo, 66 in South Haven, 65 in Fremont, 64 in Ionia. Same thing in Coldwater at 64 with low to mid 60s for our dew points. So feeling a little bit steamier outside today. When we factor in some of the humidity levels, we are going to push those heat indices, what it feels like with some added humidity into the lower 80s. High temperature at 79 today. Once again, partly cloudy, warm and humid. Likely going to see our first 80-degree day either today or tomorrow. If we don't get it today, it's likely going to happen as we head into Memorial Day. So hot, hazy, and humid then. Pleasant next weekend. No more rain, thunderstorms. That next chance will be later in the day on Memorial Day. We'll talk about timing on that one and look at those temperatures into next weekend.
Eric, thank you. Well, a softball tournament was still a go this weekend, even after Governor Gretchen Whitmer extended the stay-at-home order. Our Brody Carter sees why players still decided to show up. Brody?
We have been talking to people about trying to make sure that they're actually being somewhat cautious about other people's space, but really can't. I mean, obviously we're here. You can't tell everybody what to do or we wouldn't be here right now.
Awesome. Having some audio issues here this morning. That protest was held in the form of a softball game. Hundreds of people coming out against Governor Gretchen Whitmer's orders. Organizers say that tournament was a way to support small businesses nearby as well. Now, local law enforcement, they were well knowing about this protest, and while not everybody is happy about it, the people who attended say it was some way to get a sense of normalcy back in their lives. I'm Brody Carter, Fox 17 News.
One of West Michigan's wildest zoos is now reopened for the summer. These live shots have been the highlight of my day. Looks beautiful out there. Our Savannah Fish is joining us live from the park where they are sharing some Memorial Day weekend ideas with us. What do you have there, Savannah?
Oh, I just got some snacks. I'm just a little hungry this morning, but I'm not kidding. The snacks that they have here for these animals, I mean, I'd eat them. So that's what I have been doing. But this morning we are here at Boulder Ridge Wild Animal Park. And you guys take a look just down there. We are here in the kangaroo habitat. How cool is this? Now, they're pretty timid. I mean, I can just walk up and kind of pet them. Hi, how you doing? Hello, good morning. You a little sleepy? This is so cool, you guys. I've never experienced anything like this. And if you offer them a carrot, I mean, they're pretty spoiled here, so they're not even that hungry, but they're just curious. They're kind of hanging out this morning. I'm joined now by Josh. He is the park manager, and you're dealing with a little bit more of a frisky one.
Yeah, this one's just a little more
Yeah.
in the fighting mood this morning.
Yeah, so he might get kicked, but I guess that's the normal. He hangs out with these guys all the time.
We're pretty used to it.
Yeah, but so tell me a little bit about this habitat and these kangaroos.
Yeah, usually they're pretty lazy. They don't do very much. This is the most active they've been in the last couple days.
Yeah, and you can see them all kind of just hanging out back there, just wondering what's going on. What's this TV crew here this morning?
Yep, oh, there she goes.
So you guys obviously just opened up. You guys have been open for about a week since being closed, just with the stay-home order and everything. Kind of tell me, how are you guys feeling now that you're open?
It feels good.
Yeah.
It does feel really good to be open again. Especially with the weather being so nice, the sunshine really helps a lot.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. Now, you guys are open today and tomorrow for Memorial Day. I mean, how special is it just to kind of pay tribute to veterans and just have the option to be here for families to celebrate?
It is really nice. It is a lot of fun. I know a lot of people probably doing a lot of barbecuing and stuff, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Because
or
I'm just trying not to get kicked.
You can come here and hang out with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
maybe he won't be as frisky later on, but
she's just getting it all out right now. She didn't have her coffee yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have those days too. I need my coffee, otherwise I'm a little feisty in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh man, but how cool is this? But you guys, if we take a peek over, we have some other friends that are standing by. How cool is this? I really wanted to save this for the end of the hour, and if you can see, they're just a little hungry this morning for breakfast. Tell me a little bit about the giraffes that we have here this morning, Josh.
This is Toski here that you're feeding. This is the baby that was born a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
He's gotten quite tall in the past couple years.
Yeah, this is so cool.
He is a very good giraffe.
And how many giraffes do you guys have here? I see 4. A couple more over there.
Yeah, we have 4 giraffes in total.
Oh, very cool. You want to reach for this one too? Can you reach? Now, what measurements have you guys taken to kind of make sure that people are comfortable to come by?
Yeah, obviously we have the hand sanitizers. We do have the 6 feet markers in place, staggered on the bus rides, make sure we got disinfecting and stuff as much as we can.
Yeah.
Obviously telling people, make sure you're comfortable. We don't want people to be uncomfortable.
Now, and this is just one side of the park, but there's a whole other side of the park that we're actually going to get to in the next hour, guys. But there's a safari ride, and people can social distance on that ride as well if they choose?
As well, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for taking us over here. We're going to continue to hang out, but you guys, we're going to head over to the other side of the park. There's some really cool animals over there, so make sure you stay with us. But for now, live in Alta, Savannah Fish, Fox 17 News.
Savannah, you have had some awesome opportunities out there. Those kangaroos, though, are there any kangaroo jacks? I've been out there. There's a little bit of kicking sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, check this out. He's been kicking this morning. I told you he's a little feisty, but it's fine. She didn't have her coffee yet this morning. We're trying to get her all settled. So, oh, there you go, kick.
That's what I was trying to get. All right, Savannah, thank you. We appreciate your time. Oh, I love those live shots. It's so pretty outside. In the meantime, it is 7:38, and police in Muskegon are working through what's already been a very busy Memorial Day weekend, but flooding remains an issue in their area as well. Earlier this week, we showed you just how high the water was in some Muskegon neighborhoods, especially around the Muskegon Yacht Club. We spoke to the owner, who says he spent this last week trying to raise its docks so people could get to their boat this weekend. The city's public safety director says while the executive order allows for us to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, we still need to remember to social distance and to wear personal protective equipment.
So there's no large groups, gatherings, or parties. So in the past, like last year, Memorial Day would be very, very busy. So we're anticipating people going to our parks and our beaches, but we're going to have to, and we are going to be there to assure that there is social distancing and they respect.
We're told the Beach Street section of the city has been affected by high water, and if we have high winds on the southeast, there is a potential that we will have to close that stretch of the road as well. Between the pandemic and the flooding issues, one Marine unit has had to prepare for a uniquely busy Memorial Day rush. Keep in mind, Muskegon and Ottawa counties are still under those states of emergency because of all of this flooding. But the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office is still expecting more people on the water and the roads as the weather this weekend is looking really nice. The Marine unit says they're increasing patrols to keep people safe, especially during social distancing guidelines. And a touching moment between a grandfather and his grandchildren. One grandchild graduating from law school and the other from medical school. Kimberly Chang sees how the pandemic made sharing these achievements difficult, but not impossible.
Swim every ocean.
The nurses were super nice to be a part of it. They knew we were coming, so they put him right by the front door.
An emotional surprise reunion through glass. A proud grandpa sees his grandkids for the first time in months in their caps and gowns. 25-year-old Vana Ebrahimi graduated from Loyola Law School Sunday, and her brother graduated from medical school. A momentous occasion that they had to share with one of their biggest supporters.
he takes off his mask and I just start crying. Like, his smile is there.
86-year-old Hyrick Abnews was on lockdown at a La Crescenta nursing home where visitors haven't been allowed since March due to the pandemic.
At the nursing home before Corona, we were there every single day, hours in, and it was just like we wanted to make it feel like we're all together in this.
The siblings are the first in their family to graduate college.
So we're an immigrant family, we're Armenian.
Her grandparents and parents escaped war in Iran and eventually made it to the U.S. in 1993. They had little to nothing then, so seeing their grandchildren accomplish the American dream.
It almost felt like we did it, and like we did it together. We called him later, and my grandpa doesn't speak a lot of English, but all you hear him keep saying is, "I love you." So that was a great feeling.
They couldn't celebrate in a traditional way, but this moment was a silver lining.
With the pandemic, there's obviously good and there's bad, and I think the good is you're able to be more intimate and have more meaningful relationships with the people around you. Hi, Mets Bob. I don't even know how many times I watched it myself. Like, it's a moment that, like, I know I will hold forever, and that can live on with all of us forever.
Swim every ocean.
The siblings had virtual commencement ceremonies as well. They hope to celebrate together as a family in person sometime in the near future. 7:42, here's a look at what is still to come. Signs spreading positivity have been popping up all over one community, how a man has made it his mission to encourage his city while saving himself. And our team at Fox 17 wants to help you celebrate your kid's birthday. Send us an email with a brief description of who your kid is. What do they like? What are their hobbies? How old are they turning? And most importantly, include a picture so we can show it off on TV. We're going to do our best to share all of these birthdays as they come into our newsroom.
Well, over the last 24 hours, we've seen even more warmth and humidity pushing into West Michigan. That has changed our temperatures compared to 24 hours ago by about 5 to 10 degrees. So definitely a lot warmer out there this morning. We are going to be talking about that increased humidity throughout the rest of today, even into Memorial Day and beyond. As we look outside, currently seeing a little bit more sunshine in Pere Marquette and Muskegon. That fog is slowly receding and lifting, and that'll allow for definitely a lot of sunshine out there today. It's going to be a really nice one to